Hello everyone, welcome back to our bow only Dark Souls 2 run. This is part 4 of our journey. And if you have not seen the previous 3 episodes, I would suggest you check those out as well. But I also realized that there was a lot I could have potentially cut out to make it be a bit smoother and less boring to watch. So hopefully this episode will be a little bit more interesting to watch and won't drag on as long as the other ones did. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. So first thing is that we light up the arena for the Lost Center, and with that we're ready to challenge. The Lost Center was a little bit hard, just because of how easy she can roll catch, and uh, she has a very quick rush down move, which doesn't work in my favor because I need that extra distance to be able to shoot an arrow. And as you can see, I get smacked quite a few times by misrolling, and I am heavily punished for that. And as you can see, I'm still getting I get roll caught just about all throughout the fight until I sort of try to get the timing down. But with that, it wasn't really that much of an issue, and she goes down. So after that, I go back to Majula and level up, put some points into dexterity, and a couple into adaptability for my iframes, as I was constantly getting roll caught in that last fight, so I decided I should probably up that up just a little bit. So next up is the gutter, and you can get down through this hole here, and I thought I could do it, but I did not have enough health to do it, and so after that I go and get the Silver Cat ring, which reduces your fall damage, and the Ring of Whispers for later. So with that equipped, I'm easily able to traverse down this well with no issue, and can actually survive these long falls. I run into Roy the Explorer, as he only invades offline in the Grave of Saints, and I take him down with minimal problems, and with that I'm ready to start the Rat Vanguard boss. Now, this boss took me forever. It took forever. Even at 600 speed, it's still a pretty hefty sum of time, but it took a very long time because I didn't have any way of crowd control on the rats. I could only pick out one at a time, and the normal rats constantly respawn, and the only one that actually matters is the main guy, the main rat with the mohawk, which I finally am able to take down after quite a bit of time. So with that, I'm ready to go down from the Grave of Saints down further into the gutter. I take out this knight, which is blocking my way to get some undead bone shard to upgrade the effectiveness of my Estus flask. And just to show off, I parry him a couple times. And finally get the bone dust. With that, I'm heading into the gutter, which by far is like the second to worst area ever in the game, in my opinion. There is something of importance, and that is another Estus Flash shard. On my way down to get it, this dog decides to follow me, which I don't know how he managed to follow me all the way down there, but unfortunately, it proves to be too much, and I queued a roll right when I got right after I got hit by that poison, and I throw myself off the cliff and die. Next time around, the dog does not follow me, and so we have this in the bag in terms of getting that Estus Flash shard. And with that, I go into the Black Gulch. By far the worst area in the game, in my opinion. Right next to maybe the Shrine of Amana, but we'll get there later. Right here, I'm starting to panic because the invader came, and I was going to try to set that pool of oil on fire, and I just get slapped, and I die again. And then, of course, there's another death due to gravity because, you know, so I end up losing a small amount of souls, but with that, I'm able to finally get in, nearly get backstabbed, and I get into the Rotten's boss room. So the Rotten, he has quite a bit of health. Either that or I just don't do a whole lot of damage to him. It takes a while, but there's nothing really that difficult about fighting him. All of his moves are telegraphed, and he goes down fairly quickly. With that, I'm back in Majula with all my souls, and I level up again. I then decide that it's probably time to go to the Huntsman's Place, and I have no souls in order to move the path. So, real quickly, I grab a few more souls, and I'm able to move the path, and we continue on our way. I then got the second bonfire, which is literally like 2 steps away from the first bonfire, and I do some sick headshot montage over here. There's quite a bit of enemies that are just lurking behind that will gang up on you. And right here, the Forlorn invades me, and he's not that hard. He just kind of has a lot of health. Some more headshots as the guy flops over and falls. This guy just walks straight into the arrow and dies. I also pick up an Estus Flash shard just behind the waterfall, and with that, I'm ready to challenge the boss. Now, I was thinking that this was going to be probably a huge pain because the skeletons are very weak to blunt damage. However, I'm obviously using a bow and arrow, and so it was a little time consuming, especially when after each Bone Lord, Skeleton Lord dies, a lot of other like small skeletons gang up and start, chasing you down. So it was just really more of a patience kind of game where you have to just take down the lords, and then after they summon their little buddies. And after taking out the last little guy, we beat the boss. I then just go and grab the first bonfire to Harvest Valley. And then it's right back to the Huntsmans for the second boss of the area. And grab the Sublime Bone Dust. And I try my hardest to kill this guy that's been hanging. I finally make it to the boss door for the chariot, and this red phantom is going to try to stop me. But he doesn't prove to be that much of a challenge. He's just kind of tanky. And with that, we're ready to start the boss. So the interesting thing about this boss is that on top of the skeletons that are in the area, there's also mages that constantly revive the skeletons if they die. And this proved to be pretty difficult because once you take down the mages and the skeletons die, then they're just out of the fight for that entire boss fight. But there was always, those skeletons chasing me, and I was able to take down one of the mages. And I finally get caught up in this corner, and I am not able to heal, and I die. The second time around, I'm able to clear out the first mage fairly quickly. And with that, I just basically just need to wait until these other skeletons get taken care of, and then I can focus on the next mage, because there's two in the boss room. I find the second mage, and there's no skeletons around, so I'm easily able to take out the last one. And thus, and I'd get this super sick shot without aiming on the last skeleton. And with that begins the cheese. This boss has a couple of ways that you can actually kill the boss. One via direct means, and another one where you slowly whittle down their health and then eventually get stuck. And so that's what I did. It's the safer way, but it's also a heck of a lot more time consuming. But with that, I'm able to kill the boss. Now I'm in Harvest Valley, and I go to our buddy Gavlin. He's our man that's going to be selling us poison arrows later, and it will help us a heck of a lot. I end up picking up some moss clumps because this is a poison area, and I thought that it couldn't hurt. So I'm here, and I'm picking off some of the enemies. I grabbed the second bonfire. And the bow is actually pretty decent for picking off these lizards that run away that give you upgrade material. So I pick off a couple of those. With that, I'm on my way to the Covetous Demon. Because complete joke of a boss, really. I think I only got hit like once. But here I try to distract him by giving him a little meal. And meanwhile, I'm just pelting him with arrows. He grabs the poor hollow and just eats him. And so I just take the time to get some distance and then just unload into him. And with that, the boss goes down. Back in the inner part of the Earthen Peak, I get invaded by the Forlorn again. And he's not around for very long. I grab this other bonfire and I'm lighting up a torch so that I can burn this windmill down, because for some reason it lowers all the poison in the area, which will definitely help us in the boss. There's these guys, they're called mannequins, and they are a huge pain in the butt when they're in a group. And even alone, they're very quick and they do bleed damage. And they just do a lot of damage in general. This guy jumps away and I can't hit him. And he takes out all of his revenge out on me. And I end up falling to my death. And him falling too. After that, I do grab the last bonfire, and I'm heading off to the boss room. And unfortunately, they body block me, and I die. So, second time around, I am able to get into the boss room. And honestly, this boss was actually quite difficult because of the fact that they have a very long-ranged spear that can easily chase me down. I need that distance. And there's constantly problems with the boss closing the distance and is easily able to dish out a lot of damage on me. Eventually, I do end up killing it, but as you can see, I'm out of Estus, so it was a pretty tough fight. And with that, I'm up to the Iron Keep, where I will end off today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.